Hi guys, welcome to my first tutorial. Today we will create a simple frame in UMG by using borders. Let's start. Right, first of all we will create a new folder and we want to add a widget in which we can see our results. This widget acts like as a container. And we create another folder called elements. And in this folder, we will do our UI elements. So we create another widget. Let's call it frame, just frame. And as we want this widget to be accessible in the palette, we assign it to a category called elements. And now we can access our elements widget, our frame widget from here. Okay. So we can already drag it in, but we can't do anything with it yet. First of all, let's add a overlay. And all right. Let's create a new level. We just need an empty level. And we will do it quick and dirty. We just want to see our tutorial widget. Let's rename it to container. So I'll quickly add this widget to the viewport. We are in Unreal 4.27, by the way, just in case you want to know it. Yes, we want to save our level. All right, so now we can start creating our frame. First of all, let's replace the canvas panel here with an overlay. The screen size here doesn't really matter. Important is just that we have a fill screen used here. All right. So let's add a size box. And let's rename it. This size box is actually our container, and it decides about the whole size of the whole frame. So by default, let's set it to 200 by 200. And let's set its size in the pre-construct widget. We're gonna quickly create a function out of this. And call it set sizebox size. And as input, we're gonna use a vector 2D instead of two floats. And let's connect it. Right, that's it already. And now we can promote this vector to D to a variable. And this is our frame size, actually. This variable is editable, and we assign it to a category called details. And now we can already edit this size here. Let's give it a default value of like 200 by 200. And now we can also modify the size here like this. We actually only need this category. All right. So now that we have our frame, we want our size box, we want to create our elements for the frame. And for this, we will use a border. Drag it in, wrap it with an overlay. I mean, you could do it in different ways, but I will use borders for now, and we'll do some calculation to use the correct position of all the borders. So we will have here like 9 elements that includes the corners as well as the edges of every side. And we'll start with the top left corner. So this is actually our size box top left. The color of the borders doesn't matter at the moment. Important is just that they are white, because with the white color we can modify it later by using another border, by wrapping all the content with a border, set its padding to 0, and the brush color also to 0. And we just want to control the content color of this border so that we can like determine what color it should have later, instead of doing it with every frame element one by one. So this border is also a variable, and we call it like color. And we will set it directly and set its content color and opacity. And we can promote this to a variable as well. And we call it frame color. Make it editable, assign it to this category we made before, to details. And give it a default color like white, for example. So just a neutral color. And here we have our frame color, and we can already modify it if we wanted. So frame size, frame color. The next thing we want to have is the frame thickness. And for this, we will create our frame elements first, and then we will calculate the thickness after that. Okay, so let's start. This is top left. Then let's create another element, which is, let's copy it and paste it. And this is top right. By the way, these size boxes are variable. So let's give it a more shorter name. Top left, top right. It's also variable. Then copy this. This is bottom left. Align it. This is bottom right. So, and now we also want to have our edges. So this is left, centered. This is right. Top. And this is bottom. And that's all what we need for the moment. Okay. So now we have all of these frame elements. These are all size boxes, and we want to control the frame thickness now by setting the size of these size boxes accurately. So we start with the corners, and these are our corners: top left, top right, back left, back right. Let's align it correctly. So, all right, and let's make an array. Oh, make array. So, and now we can copy this function again and loop through this array. Set its size. And here we can actually split it. And now we have to create another variable called frame thickness. Make it editable and assign it to the category. And now we can take it here already and set it also same size. Okay. This is now we have our corners. Frame thickness also needs a default value like 10. And now you can see we can already control it. And now we have to do it with the left and right. These are the vertical ones. And the horizontal ones are top and bottom. Let's start with the vertical ones. So the vertical ones are these, left and right. And we'll also make an array here. Copy this for each loop. and do it the same way. But now we also need something else. We need also the frame height. All right, so as we want to control the so as we have the vertical ones here, we also need the vertical size of our container size. And the vertical size is the y. And we now have to multiply the thickness by 2, because we don't want our edge elements to touch the corner elements. And as the corner elements are the frame size, and we have 2 corner elements here, we multiply it by 2 and subtract it from the vertical size of the frame size. And this is now our size y, and the size x is just the frame thickness. We do it in the same way with the horizontal ones. Let's copy this. But now we take the x connected to x, and we use the frame thickness for the y. And this is it already. Now we have our frame controllable with its thickness. And for the moment, we don't. Let's collect. Let's select all borders here, and set this to 0. Set the padding to 0. So for now, we see that it does stop here, but that's not a problem, because it will at runtime it will look different. So as you can see here. Right, that's it already, guys. Thank you for watching and following this tutorial. And see you around next time. Bye.